This is we work some elbows. So I want you guys to take this first round. Whether you're hitting the heavy bag or holding the heavy bag, whether you're hitting the mitts or holding the mitts, try to think about how you would really throw these elbows. Don't get me wrong. I think there is value in standing here and making 1, 2, 3, 4, these kinds of strikes, kind of to practice just the basic technique. But kind of think of it more like you're boxing, right? Pow, right? Pow, pow, pow. Where do you see it? There's one there, then there's one there, right? This way, then that way, then this one, right? Play with it a second and let's see if you can get on target with a little bit of footwork. The problem with elbows, in my opinion, is they're ultra close range. So I usually reel people in and get to a clinch. So at some point, you might be here, you might grab, throw here, here, turn here. Once you do it off the clinch, it might feel more comfortable. You've got your range. Give it a try. We're going to do this for 1 minute. So everybody needs to have either hold a bob, strike a bob, hold the mitts, or strike the mitts. So Jeremy's going to start with this high cutting elbow. All right? The defense could be just get the hands up and he might cut through and get me. Right? So I want to change the angle. So when we're kind of looking at it, if this is an X, the best way for me to defend that is with another X that's supported by the humerus, the arm bone, and believe it or not, my head. So he throws that one, and I want to be here. What if I'm too low and I'm here? He's going to cut through and get me. This is not strong. This is strong. It may hurt your elbow to hit somebody else with an elbow, or vice versa, but it's better than hitting it on the face. So he goes 1, I come back, he blocks. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. Now, if I start banging Jeremy up and he's like, all right, good, but maybe a little lighter, no problem, we can go lighter. If he's like, come on, coach, let's work this thing. Test it, don't injure each other, test it, have some fun. Get a partner. Close body contact is when he throws his elbow and I get here, I gotta be careful that he's not gonna hit me with the next hand or the next elbow, right? So again, he throws, this hand's up, that one comes, I can still block, right? Still gotta be, this hand's aware of that. I block here, that one comes, I can do something. Now, he could step through with this foot and make this long cut. I can go this way. Now he comes with that one, and this hand is now moving down. Even though I just defended here, I pull down to this direction. So if he throws the long stepping one, and I go here, this hand's available, then of course I'm still blocking. But 1, 2, I can drop. He could go 1, 2, I can hit here, I can hit here, I can go 1, 2, I can go 1, 2. Does it make sense that you can work either side? Sure. What you can't do is do this. All right? If you do both, you really you're susceptible to getting whatever's still left. Okay? Now, I'm not saying let's say you shouldn't. I'm not saying you can't. You definitely, this guy's big enough, I give him both and then I dance away. You know, that's good, reasonable technique. If I felt like I needed both arms to defend. But generally speaking, he throws that elbow, he throws that elbow, he throws that elbow, he throws that elbow. 1, 2, 1, 2. However I want to do it, I should be able to do it. What I want to make sure I do is I want to stop it, right? Stop it, if I can, with the structure of the body. All right. Let's bang it out a little bit more with your partner. Thank you, sir. Jeremy's standing there waiting to defend, and I do this. Does he really have to do a whole lot of anything? How do I make him defend?
Contact.
I got to be able to get here. If I can't get here, he didn't even have to block. Remember that even here, I hold his hand. I can't get him from here. Right? It's safe for both of us to be here, but I don't want him safe. I want him to be in jeopardy. He blocks, and he's got to stop me. If he doesn't stop me, that hand's let's move that out the way. I should be able to get him. Now, I'm not saying hit him, but I have to be in range where I could get him. Does that make sense? Yes, let's take a look at that. Jeremy's going to measure up. He's going to measure up on the other one. Does that make sense? Now, I know where he's at. He throws the first one. He throws the second one. Pretty close, right? Throws the first one again. Throws the second one, right? However I want to block this thing is okay as long as I am in the right range. Could I fade away and that's my defense? Of course. Against elbows, dance. A little bit of movement and they will miss. But if you're pinned against the ropes or against the wall, you got nowhere to go. You better have good high defense. Ready? Guys, you have to be able to hit hard with the elbow. You can't say, oh, this might give me a bruise later. You either throw the elbow like you mean it or you don't. Likewise, if I'm punching, if I punch someone so hard that I break my fist on their body, well, we might think, well, that's good, but guess what? That hand's out of commission. What if there's a second guy or a second girl? We got to hit them properly. Properly preserves the integrity of the bone, right? Who's seen those guys make the low leg kick and break their own leg on the person? Who saw it? I've seen it. It's happened a lot. If that's the way that you kick, with the lower part of the bone on the high part of the leg, your bone is smaller than theirs. At that point, you got to make sure you hit the right target. That will help you. Okay? All right, keep that in mind. All right, go. So Joel's going to throw this first elbow, and I'm going to make the X, right? Boom. See, that looks like an X. Now, I could try to contend with this if I want, or I can bring this hand in, palm it down, and I can just hit him. All right? Does that make sense? So he throws this one, bop, bop, bop. That's it. One, bop, bop, bop. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Super slow. Bop, bop, bop. Now notice that once he makes contact, I've been resisting him, which gives him a chance to throw the other one. Bam! He throws the other one. Bam! Right? I've been resisting him. This time, when he hits, I faded. Right? He hits, he pushes, I faded. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Let it kind of hit, absorb, drop, and then you throw yours. Can we do it?
Yes, sir.
Who needs to say it one more time? He makes the X. Bam! This one starts to drop. Smack it down. Trap it. Hit. Can we do that?
Sure.
Who needs it with the right and left? Let's do it that way. He throws his right. I block with my left. My right hand palms it down as I let it go. Trap. Then I hit with the same one I blocked with, left. All right? Give it a try. Thanks for going. Go! This should be more subtle. So Joel and I are going to demonstrate our movie magic kung fu skills, right? He's going to make 3 straight line punches. 1, 2, 3, right? And I'm going to be here. He goes 1, jump, 2, jump, 3, jump, right? In the movies, that kind of karate or that kind of kung fu is real cool looking. But the bottom line is I was never really in danger. We stayed at the range. So if we're throwing these elbows and he throws an elbow and I 1, and he throws another 2, and he throws another one, 3, it looks cool, but we were never in range. So here's the trick. I have to be, when he throws that first, I have to be this close. I have to stop it here. But then when we're moving away from it, as he's pushing, he pushes himself into my range. Where I could hit him with this one. He pushes him into my range. I hit him with that one. Does that make sense? It's his aggression. Now, nobody throws an elbow like this, all right? Unless you're doing karate forms or, kung fu forms or something like that, right? These kinds of things are kind of cool looking for demonstration. But in reality, if I want to hit Joe with this elbow, I got to move in. I got to hit him. And if he just moves back with it, I should be going, whoo. I mean, it should be like a haymaker. Otherwise, what you're going to ultimately find is 9 out of 10 times he makes a little head movement and and I missed. I got to move it into him. so that he can't dodge me with his head movement. Okay? All right, so again, he throws this one. I go 1, 2, 3. It's subtle. It's not 1, 2, 3, which looks cool. And for practice purpose, like we would teach the younger kids this move, that works. It gives them the idea. But in the end, Joel has to know that he can defend against my elbow. I'm going to throw my elbow. I'm going to get him. Right? Then he's going to palm it down and use my energy against me. And that puts me in his range. Make sense?
Sure.
All right. Somebody in YouTube world's going to be like, you're way off balance, you're way overcommitted, so on and so forth. Let me show you how committed I am. All right? If I wanted to hit Joel with Superman punch and Superman elbow, that's how committed I am. I am going for it. I'm taking the head off if I'm going to throw the elbow. Does that make sense?
Sure.
This looks good in the movies, but it's this. Does that make sense? All right, let's move on. Any questions on that subtlety? All right, so we did this one. He threw the one. I did this and this. Now we're going to do this. Now watch. I'm going to fade it and hit him with that one. He hits. Watch. Drops down. Still covers. Hit him with that one. Make the X. Drop it down. This is all in my hips and my footwork. Watch. Again. All right, now this time I'm not going to move fast if he should hit me. Bah. Does that make sense? So I'm in the range. 1. And again, he brings his defense back up. So left hand defending, folding up, right hand attack, his defense. Let's try. Go! First drill best, which was static defense. He throws 1, I make the X, I throw 1. Who likes that drill? It's simple. Nothing wrong with sticking with the basics. By the way, in kickboxing, you're not seeing, like 100 elbows like you're seeing the jab. The jab comes out, there's 50, 100 jabs in a fight. Okay? You're going to see 2, maybe 5. You don't see them as often. But when they come and you don't know what to do because it's there, he sends it, pop, this is good. This is some advanced mechanics. And a lot of people are going to say, Curtis, not going to happen, it's too fast. I disagree. It's going to happen by accident if all else fails. He pushes into me and I'm here, then I see it and I'm going to go. He's overwhelmed me maybe. Maybe when I did make this defense, he pushed down on it. That's going to give it to me. Depending on how I feel that energy, I should respond naturally. So don't get me wrong, we still got to practice the drill, but he throws it, this and that is fine. He throws it, this and that is fine. He throws it, this and that is fine. All those will work. Okay?
Sure.
All right. Who wants a better one? I want a better one, right? Everybody wants a better one. Joel throws the first one. I fade it and I hit him here.
Oh, yeah.
All right? Now this one, again, you got to be careful of the footwork. Right? So when I throw spin back kick, I step, turn. If I angle here, I miss. If I step too wide, he throws that. And I step too wide, I'm going to miss because I stepped too wide. I want to feel my shoulders and my back roll across it. He goes 1, now watch. Boom. Back. Boom, I'm in range. I've touched him the whole time. It's a reference point. Does it make sense?
Sure.
In the event that he overcommits and he falls, that's how he escapes. He throws 1, he goes off balance, that's his escape. He's got to go that way fast. And I mean way fast. And maybe he does because he's committed to the strike, and I'm now smoked. I've gone. I've missed. He's missed. He goes 1, turn, roll, pop. Okay? Can we do it? Now I'm going to tell you that you can take this, but if you hit them, bink, behind the ear, they will go out or they will be in a lot of pain. So don't get so excited. Had a guy in the 90s that he and I were training a similar technique. And I mean, I was going, whoop, bow, I was so close. And he went, bink. I mean, I saw stars, had a headache, a little nauseous. I mean, it was a solid hit. And he goes, oh, hey man, I'm sorry. I'm just like, I hate you. I'm thinking the whole time, if we get a chance to spar, I'm killing you. I mean, it was so hard. And he didn't mean it, but it's easy. So what I'm saying is, when he throws this and you make this move, this crap will work for you. By the way, oh look, I've got a grappling opportunity here, right? I've got a kneeing opportunity here. I can clinch, I can go back to what I need to do. If I miss, there's some stuff you can do if you blow it. Who's got the spin? Who needs to see it one more time? Everybody's got it. Everybody thinks they got it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry, Marie, didn't see you. Marie's like, I'm right here. Girl with the hand up, this thing. All right, he throws this, right? He throws this, I stop it, right? He throws it, I let it pass, and I spin, my back touches his back. I whip from here as hard as I can, and I take it right over his shoulder, which is going to be base of the spine unless he's ducking. Can we do it?
Yes, sir. Sir.
This is a horizontal strike. You can angle it down if you need to, but this one is horizontal. Have some fun with it, right? Sensitivity, this feeling thing, right? And I'm not a big practitioner of Wing Chun or JKD, but everybody that's seen Bruce Lee sees him put his hand out just like this. They touch wrists, right? And then they're feeling here what to do. If he pushes like he's gonna punch me, I move it and I strike. Does that make sense? So all this is sensitivity. The goal with sensitivity is ultimately to feel and then react quickly and anticipate without resisting the force. If you resist the force, you get tied up. So let's think about this back with this elbow. He throws that elbow, right? I'm here. I kind of let it go. Now, I go here and I feel like I've missed him. What should I do? Back there. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
He goes one, bop, one, back there. You see how fast that one is? And again, I already know where he is, right? I know where he is. I don't have to look. Does it make sense? He's just right there. The question is how much ammo do you have? I got more ammo than one. I'm here. Fade, this is one. Let's hit him again. Let's hit him again. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
You can go back the other way and fire him up, okay? Let's see who can at least get 2 hits off. Maybe 3. If you wanted to really have fun with this, you could go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You can have a lot of fun with this, okay? But if you are out of range for him, right, I spin, right, and he moves away from me and I no longer have any contact, I can't just keep going. The elbows are now ineffective. If I lose the contact, I'm not in elbow range. That's the magic. Go to something else, right? Maybe you throw the kick at that point. He stepped away, you throw the kick, whatever.
For people who are having to elbow lift.
Again, for the low people, he throws, he's taller than me. I'm here, and I'm throwing here to the body, right? I can still, if he's there, particularly if he's ducked down, I can throw this one, and it's up, right? It's up this way. So again, I've hit him here in the body, and now this one's coming up. Pow. Everybody see the up,
Yes,
up
sir.
angle? If Joel is the taller one, and I throw mine, he spins on me, right? He feels that I'm low here. He could go up or down. He turns, boom, or he can go the other way and go up, bop. Both of those will be very good, okay? But again, trying to get somebody with an elbow that's way taller than you, possible, but then you're open and vulnerable and it might not be powerful, okay? How's fun?
Sir.
Go, go, go. Let's conclude with some very common sense thinking, right? Anytime you're doing martial arts, it doesn't make sense to you, you're either doing it wrong or you're doing something dangerous. Does that make sense? You're like, you know, I could do this backflip and catch him under the chin with my left foot and then land and kick him in the groin with my right foot. And you're like, it sounds good in the head, but you might end up hurting yourself or you might end up really vulnerable, right? So here's kind of the thing. If I block with this hand, it's not necessarily out of play. There's other stuff that I can do. He throws his first elbow, 1, 2, I can pull it down, that gives me this one. 1, 2, this way, see I rolled it. right? 1, right? I can now push past this. I saw Paul working that one. You can push and go under. This hand's not out of the fight just because you've now made contact. So the neat thing that I want to remind you is this hand should always be the non-striking hand at the moment, and it can switch to either side. The non-striking hand should be intercepting, grappling if possible. What if he throws that? I block, boom, and then I reach forward here. Right? I now have that. I have that. I have that. All of those are right there because I made a grapple. If this hand is in the grappling position, it's going to be difficult for him to throw an elbow with that hand. Does that make sense? Plus I'm controlling his posture. He can come back with that hand. If he does, then it blocks, change. 1, 2, right? Step, turn, 3. This hand should be doing something that makes sense if it's not striking. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. At any time, if you're having an elbow fight, both hands are defending, he's going to keep swinging. Doesn't that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Joel throws number 1. Joel throws number 2. Joel throws number 3. Joel throws number 4. Joel throws number 5. Joel throws number 6. Joel throws number 7. As long as I'm willing to defend, he's going to keep hitting me. And it doesn't take a ton of energy to throw elbows, by the way. It's fast, it's powerful, at close range. If all I want to do is defend, he'll just keep feeding them to me. I have to break him. I have to break into his pattern. I have to interrupt. He throws the first one, right? I can hit him here. Palm that down and hit him there. He throws 1, 2. 1, 2. I can move that. I can hit him here. He throws 1, 2, 3, right? I can move that aside and come this way. All these things are possible. I can use more footwork to get in and out. I can go, he throws the first one, I can move out this way. Now I can go back to punching and kicking. All these things are there if you've got range, time, and space to do those things. I don't want you to think, Joel throws an elbow, I have to do this, because he's now owns you. He can do anything he wants with his free hand, with both knees, including not to accept that he can tie you up. Okay?
Sir.
He throws a powerful elbow and I do this one, right? It looks like both hands are involved. Are they?
No.
Even here, it's really not. This is ready to trap. Okay? And even if I'm not here, I can move here. Now look. Right? I've got a ton of things that I can do if this hand is busy. Be effective with the non-dominant hand. I'm going to cite a little JKD again. I know very little, but what I know, I found to be very common sense oriented, right? You have an intercepting hand. Whatever's coming, this one stops it. If he throws that one, I can intercept this. All this is intercepting. It's just kind of like a shield or a bubble. He's got to get past it. If he does get past it, right, that one comes, no problem. I can now throw this one up, and that's the one I wanted. Kind of reel him in. Use a little footwork. Does it make sense?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Don't forget that an elbow to the body is very effective if he's got a high guard. Right? I hit him with this one. He's got high guard. Boom, I can hit him here. Now look, that's the one. I hit him low. Oh. And then I rise up. It's just the same thing as if I boom, boom with boxing. Okay? It's up to you. You got to find the opening. Okay? Pretty cool. Questions? Who liked elbows? I love elbows. There's nothing that's more devastating than a well-placed elbow. It's just awesome. Thank you, brother. Thanks, Reggie. Make the love!